So in this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way and the most convenient way to jailbreak your PS4 on 11.00, especially for people that actually want to turn it off and not put it in rest mode. And we're going to be using this, the Luckfox Pico. So without further delay, let's dive in. So we've had the PS4 jailbreak for 11.00 for a good few weeks now, but people are still trying to find better ways to do the jailbreak. I've seen people use LG TVs and routers and of course Raspberry Pis. Now the Raspberry Pi is not too dissimilar for what we're going to be doing in this, because the Luckfox Pico, which I'm going to be using the Pro Max version, kind of works the same way. It's a microcontroller, no bigger than a Raspberry Pi Pico, but it has an Ethernet port on it, and we're going to use that to connect directly to the PS4 and then run that jailbreak. So I guess the first thing we should do is do a quick unboxing, and it will be a quick one, and have a quick look at the Luckfox Pico. So as I said, this is going to be a quick unboxing. Now the Luckfox Pico comes in a couple of different flavours. You can get a Plus version, which is cheaper, but I just went for the best version they have, which is the Pro Max. Now, I don't think there's much in them, and I don't think there's any performance gain to be had, but as you can see, it's got a USB-C port, an Ethernet port, and then an SD card slot. Just a basic microcontroller. There's not really that much to it. Now, I paid $12 for mine, which is about £10 if you're here in the UK. Now, you can buy these anywhere. I got mine off Amazon, but they also sell them on AliExpress, etc. And what I'll do is I'll put some links where you can get them from in the description below. Now, of course, you will need a few other bits and bobs, not just the Luckfox device itself. So let's take a quick look at what else you'll need to perform the jailbreak. So you're going to need an Ethernet cable, a micro SD card, 4GB or more, and then a USB memory stick for Goldhen if you've never jailbroken your PS4 before. It's only used for the first time you jailbreak. The last thing you'll need is a power cable, USB-C to USB-A. Right, so you've got everything you need. Let's go through this step by step, and the first thing we're going to do is jump on over to the PC and we're going to download some things we'll need. So in the description of this video, you're going to have the first link to the GitHub page, the main Luckfox page. And as you scroll down here, there we go, we can see the Luckfox device itself. And just underneath that, where it says note, currently support PS4 versions 9.00, 9.03, 10.00, 10.01, 10.50, 10.70 and of course 11.00, which is what we're going to be using today. So what you want to do is you want to scroll down until you see installation software, and we're going to download these two things here. So the first one is the Ubuntu OS. So click on the link, and then you want to click on your specific device, because we've got the Luckfox Pico Mini, the Plus, and then the Pro Max. And as we've got the Pro Max, that's the one we're going to download. Now, don't ask me why this is coming up in Portuguese. It's probably because I was using a VPN at some point with this browser. So we're just going to ignore that. Just click download, download anyway, whatever it says. So next, we need to get the SoC toolkit. So as you can see, it's the next link down. So we'll click on that, and then we're just going to download this whole file by clicking the download button. Again, it's in Portuguese, but I'm sure you know what you're doing. It's going to be in English for you, or whatever your language is. So now we've got those two things downloaded, we're going to put them on the desktop, and then we're going to extract them. So just click on each one. We're going to do the toolkit first, just drag and drop it, just so it's nice and easy to get to for when we get to the next part. And then of course do the same with the Ubuntu image files. Just drag and drop them on the desktop, just so they're nice and convenient and easy to find. So now we've downloaded and extracted the two things we need, the SoC toolkit, and then of course the image files for Ubuntu themselves. So let's get this SD card all set up. So as I said, you're going to need a micro SD card. We're going to have to put that Ubuntu OS on there. Now the one I've gone for this time is just a SanDisk 32GB. As you can see, it's been formatted to FAT32. You don't need a 32GB. To be honest, I've got another SD card that I set up as well when I was prepping for this video, and it's actually only 4GB. So you can use a smaller SD card, and to be honest with you, the smaller the better, because 32 gigs is just a waste of space considering how much this OS takes up. So open the SOCtoolkit.exe and right click on it, hit run as administrator. The screen will go black for you here, just click yes. So chip support list, if you're using the mini or the plus, you're going to want to use RV1103, but as I'm using the Pro Max, we're going to want to choose RV1106, which is this one. So RV1106 for the Pro and the Max. Click OK, and then at the top go to SD Tool. Now if your USB drives don't show up, just unplug it and plug it back in, and then it will kick it into life. There we go, we can see the drives are all now showing. So click the drop down menu and choose your device. Mine's just a 9 generic 29GB. Then you want to set it to SD boot. Click on the boot files and then navigate to your desktop where you've actually got those Ubuntu image files. So now we're going to highlight all of them, but don't do anything yet because we don't want that update.image. So unselect that. So you want everything apart from the update image, because if you use this, it's not going to work. So click open on that and then create SD. Now this will take some time, so we're going to speed up the footage, and I think it took about 10 minutes for me in this instance. But you'll know when it's done when it says create SD card OK. So the SD card's all imaged, but what we need to do now is the final step to get this device working and ready to jailbreak a PS4. Now how we're going to do this is we're going to use PuTTY, we're going to remote into that device and then run. There's like 3 or 4 lines of code, but we can run them all at the same time. It's super easy, so let's jump back on the PC and see how that process looks. Just before we get to the PC part, we need to get the Luckfox powered up, connected to the network. So let's go ahead and put that SD card in. Now we're going to get the Ethernet cable here, and it's going to be plugged into the Luckfox, but it's not going into the PS4 yet. We're going to connect it to our router because, as I said, we need to use PuTTY to make a couple of changes, just run a couple of lines of code. So as you can see, I've plugged that USB-C in, and then you can plug the other end in to anything that will give power. I'm just using this little power distribution box. But what we want to see is that red LED flashing. Now we can go ahead and jump on the PC. So if you don't have PuTTY, there'll be a link in the description below. Click the link, click on download PuTTY, and then I just grabbed the 64-bit version here. Just go ahead and download it and install it. So this is what PuTTY looks like. Now it will take about 10 minutes for the device to initialize, but once you've waited 10 minutes, you should be able to type in luckfox.lan. Now unfortunately for me, this never works. I always get this error message. So the alternative way is to go into your router settings and find the IP address. So I had a look and it was 192.168.0.238. Click connect. You'll get this warning message. Just click accept. So here we go, it's asking for a login. Now I can't for the life of me remember, so let's pull up the website, aka the GitHub, and have a look to see what the login is. So if you start scrolling down, just after the part where you downloaded the software, you're going to see the login here. So it's Pico and the password is Luckfox. So let's go ahead and type that in. So Pico for the username, and the password is Luckfox, but you're not going to see me type it in because that's not how Putty works when you're logging into something. So there we go, we've successfully logged in. I'm going to type in clear just to clear that off. So now we need to run the commands. So again, we're going to go back onto the GitHub. If you scroll down just past the password, you'll see these commands here. There's 4 in total, but if you just click the copy symbol, go back to Putty, right click, it will paste them all in for you. So then you can just hit enter, and it's going to go through its thing, downloading everything it needs, and then it's going to ask for the password again, which is of course Luckfox. So when you get to this part, it's going to be asking you what firmware has your PS4 got. Now of course we've got 11.00, so we type the letter G. Are you sure it's 11.00? Just hit Y, yes, continue. It's going to do its stuff here, and then it's going to say the remote side unexpectedly closed network connection. That's nothing to worry about, it's just done its thing and it's rebooting itself. So if you've followed all those steps, the Luckfox device is ready to start jailbreaking. So now what we're going to do is jump on over to the PS4 because we have to change those network settings. So let's do that now. So if you've watched any other jailbreaking videos or my previous one, this is nothing new. Go into settings, network, and then set up an internet connection and choose use a LAN cable. Now of course we're going to do a custom setup, and you'll just have to wait for this to load a second. PPOE is what we're going to use. For username and password you can put anything you like in here. I've just put PPP in both of them, but you could just put 1G or whatever in there. Automatic, and then do not use. And that's all we need to do regarding the network settings on the PS4. So that's everything set up, and all we need to do now is to run the jailbreak. So I think the best way to showcase this is to jump on over to the PS4. Now my PS4 is completely turned off. So it's not in rest mode, it's just completely off. Everything's connected up, will power on the PS4, it will power on the Luckfox, and then as you get to the home screen, we're just going to sit at the dashboard while the Luckfox does its magic. So let's do that now. So as I said, my PS4 was completely powered off, and we're actually going to be watching this together in real time. So the PS4 is booting up, and already you can see LAN cable not connected, and that's basically the Luckfox sort of starting up and trying to do its thing. So we're going to log in, and then we're just going to sit here at the dashboard. Now as I said, we're going to be watching this in real time, so you can gauge how long it actually takes on average to jailbreak the PS4. So that message there, cannot connect to network, that's basically the end of attempt 1. So of course it failed to jailbreak it on the first attempt. And we should see that message again real soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it jailbreaks it this time. Could not connect to network. And there we go. The PS4's jailbroken. You can see the applications and games I've got right underneath them. And top left, gold hen successfully loaded. So as you've seen, it didn't take long at all for the Luckfox to actually jailbreak the PS4. We just had to turn it on and sit at the dashboard for a couple of minutes until it did its magic. So what makes this method so special? The Luckfox controller itself is really cheap, and it's actually really small in size. So you can just have this always connected to your PS4, you can play your games, then you can turn off the PS4 completely, knowing that when you come back to it next time, all you've got to do is turn it on, sit at the dashboard and wait for it to do its magic. Now of course we could 3D print a case for this to make it look a bit nicer, but as the device itself is relatively small, why don't we do something a little bit different? So I'm hoping in an upcoming video I'm actually going to take the Ethernet port off, direct wire inside the PS4 direct to that Ethernet port. Maybe have to put a switch on it so you can then switch it off to connect another Ethernet cable. It will get its power from the back of the USB port, and then what we'll be left with is a PS4 that looks completely standard, but when you turn it on, after a couple of minutes of sitting at the dash, it will jailbreak itself. Not a perfect mod chip solution, but a lot more convenient and cleaner than any other solution I've seen out to date. So if you want to see me install the Luckfox inside the PS4 for the ultimate clean solution, you know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, including that one. And also don't forget we're running a giveaway for the Anbernic RG405M that I've done a review a little bit ago. And if you haven't seen that video, click up there somewhere and go check it out. So I'm going to end the video here, but I just want to thank everyone for watching, especially watching till the end. I'm JP, you've been watching Alien Gaming, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.